funniest thing because you had so many people going by looking at it, taking pictures, thinking it might be electric.
It used to be. That's the funny thing. Welcome to the Hard Up Garage, where we've got stories about cars. Yes, that's right, car stories. In case you don't know, in 2019 I created the NASCharger, which was the body of a 1970 Dodgecharger mounted onto the chassis of a 2012 NASCAR. I then drove my creation in the RATICAL Drive Off from Lincoln, Nebraska to Las Vegas for the world famous SEMA show. I did this 1,500 mile drive with a host of other custom rat rods, including one based on a Willis Jeep made by BJ Barger. This is the second segment of a long chat I had with my buddy BJ.
Well, and I loved how when you got it back, when you brought it to SEMA, you didn't clean the whole thing.
No, we only cleaned half.
We're right down the middle, only doing half. And it was so hilarious, awesome, that it was just, it's like, because I call it trolling SEMA.
Yeah.
You know, like you roll in with a vehicle like what I had, you know what I mean, and you put it right in front of Discovery.
It's 100% what isn't SEMA, right? And
Yes.
You're just basically throwing all them rules out the window and showing them that other people exist.
Yeah, and then you brought that Charger in, and it was half clean, half dirty, and it was just like everybody's like, "Have you seen the dirty Charger?" I was like, "Yes, I did. I got to see it run down the road."
The best thing about that was Meguiar's sponsored us, the polishing and detail company. So I got all the way to Vegas, and I love just the dirty, salt-ridden, wrecked paint of the Charger. I thought it just showed what SEMA's about, delivering a product to SEMA, and that's exactly what we did, 1,560 miles, right? And Meguiar's were like, "Well, we just gave you like loads of free," and I'm like, "Oh dear, well, I kind of want to leave it clean." And I was like, "Do you know what, it." So I cleaned half. And the guys from Meguiar's come over and was like, "Why did you do that?" And I said, "Well, people are taking more pictures of it now because it's half clean than if it was just dirty." And I said, "And we cleaned your logo on the back window." And they're like, "Yeah, that's kind of cool." And then the owners of Meguiar's came over and were taking pictures of me and did a video with me, and they loved it, you know?
It was such a turmoil because it's so anti-SEMA.
Yeah.
That it just like so many people were like, "Oh gosh, there's a dirty car."
Well, my buddy Troy Gubser, who we had the barbecue at his place, he got in a massive argument with the security guard because we had the paperwork showing the booth that we were on, but Troy was sat on the passenger side and where the security guard was, and that was the side that was covered in right? So he's like, "Yeah, we're going into SEMA." He's like, "You are not going in SEMA." And he was like, No, we got a booth." He's like, "I don't give a this is not a SEMA car, off." And Troy was losing it, like, and my dad was like, "Don't worry." And my dad's like the jolliest guy you'll ever meet. He's like, "Calm down, Troy, don't worry." And he's like, "Oh, we're here, come and look at this side." And he went, "Oh, my bad, going in." And it was fine, but Troy was about to go knock this out. Like, he was angry.
Well, because if you looked at it, like, because we did the same thing a little bit, because all the road grime, all the salt from the road, and everything like that was on the car. Like, I saw it when it was dirty. It was like, "Whoa, that looks bad." And you had to load in Saturday too. Right?
Yeah. So we had to be in Saturday.
Yeah, we were doing the same thing because we're Friday night. We're painting ours, and we didn't even knock off any of the salt.
Wow.
We left it underneath and we cleared it.
The best thing was, so we arrived in on Friday. I dumped the car off, right, at the hotel with Troy and Charlie's dad.
You got to explain how you dumped the car off. Like, where did you park?
Oh, in the electric vehicle parking.
At Circus. In the electric vehicle parking with it through the window.
It said Charger, and it's a Dodgecharger, so I just plugged it in.
Probably the funniest thing, because you had so many people going by looking at it, taking pictures, thinking it might be electric.
It used to be. That's the funny thing. When I bought it, it was the wheelie car from the movie. You pressed a button, and it was all electric, right? So it used to be an electric Dodgecharger, which is absolutely had Tesla batteries and So then I was like, "Do you know what? This is a Dodgecharger, and it used to be electric. It." So when I spoke to reception, I was like, "Hello there, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm Sam from England, and I've left my electric Dodgecharger in the electric charging part. There's my phone number. Do you have any problems?" "No worries." Hour later, "Move your charger in the next 2 hours, or we're going to tow that piece of I was like, "My bad, I'll go move it right now."
Probably the funniest thing I saw, though, because it was just like, we were walking in because we were looking for parking. Like,
Yeah.
You know, we went
Nothing
through,
anywhere.
Like, how did... Oh, Sam.
If you don't try and drop the accent and blag it, it'll never happen. You just got to have a go, ain't you?
Oh, it was epic. Because I think you left, it was there for what, like 5-6 hours?
Yeah, 5-6 hours, and they were going to tow it. They had a big yellow parking notice on the front saying, move this piece of pretty much in polite, well-orchestrated lettering, you know, American slang. But, you know, and my dad, Charlie, and his dad and everyone and went up on the roof of the Circus and detailed half the car. And I flew out and was filming with Ed Bolian for the weekend, for the 2 days. So I was in Atlanta filming that with me and Karl. And it was just crazy to get back and see the car on the booth ready to go. And we didn't get back till like midnight. So then the next day was SEMA. So it's like, you know, we are like pushing the crunch point right now. You know, like it's how far do you push the lines of, like.
I didn't even know you flew out to Atlanta.
Did you not?
No, like basically, so you basically like terrorized everybody from coast to coast. As you
Yeah.
Because if you think about it in the drive off, because you didn't even mention this earlier, when you were going through Kansas.
Oh.
Like, we go through the town that I live in, and we're leaving the town, and we make a left, and my buddy Keith with his Lambo.
And the guy with the Ferrari.
Yeah.
I was, you know what? I'm in Dominic Toretto's Dodgecharger. I was on the highway, and I see a Lambo pull up next to me, and I look left, and there's like a Ferrari, and I'm like, ooh, this is like the only opportunity of my life I get to be a dick in Dominic Toretto's Dodgecharger.
License plate, evil. Sam, go up there and show him who's evil. I can do that.
And I go, bah, and then he goes, bah, and then bah, and we're going for it. And I was getting up to like 80 in second and then just dump it into fourth. But that thing's geared to like 200. So I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm like, oh my God. Carl's like, mate, if I was you, we should probably slow down. I said, we're probably doing like 90 miles an hour. Don't worry about it, Karl, you know? And we're going and we're going. And then in the end, I'm like, oh, I look in the rear view and Charlie's Nismo Nissan GTR or whatever it is, it was a camera car, was gone. And everyone was gone. I was like, oh, I must be going some, you know? So I start slowing down. So I start slowing down, slow through the gears, and they just go off through the traffic like they do. And we get onto Route 66, right? And there's what, like 30 of us to 17?
Well, we weren't even on Route 66. You started that at the edge of Barton County, through Pawnee County, like straight through, because that one sheriff, he was in the next county, I can't remember the name of it, but he was the one, when we saw him, we were like, oh crap, because usually the sheriffs are like the dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you basically covered, I don't know, 50 miles like that. Because we saw you bolt off, and then we saw the Mustang with Jeremy in it,
yeah,
behind you. Like,
yeah.
He's like, oh, hold on, guys.
Wait for me.
And I'm watching those two just zip by, and I had texted him because I told him where we were at.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, we're going to cruise with you guys.
Right.
You know, that's why they showed up.
Yeah.
And then you guys just took off like lightning bolts, and it was just hilarious as shit. So then the whole group, like, what were we, 40 cars pulled over?
And basically the sheriff was cool. Like, I got with him so well. Like,
well, he's the one that told everybody to, like, the rest of the cops to back off.
Yeah. Well, but I said, how fast are we going? And one of the guys go, well, you overtook me at 145 and you were still going. So he says, you probably hit like 160, 165. And then the sheriff was like, you do know you're going in excess of 100 miles an hour. And I was like, how much, mate? He's like, I can't say it because I'm being recorded by how fast you were going. And then the state trooper comes over and he's like, blah, 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 going crazy. Who owns the Charger? Who owns the Charger? And the sheriff is like, sort of got my back. And he's like, stay the away and shut the up. I'm like, no worries. So I shut my mouth, and in the end I had the state trooper and the sheriff taking selfies in the Charger.
I know, we're sitting there and you got the whole group pulled over. So you got trucks and trailers and cars, everybody, like, they pulled over the entire group because we finally caught up to them.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys pulled over.
Yeah, we all got pulled over by state trooper, sheriff's department, the undercover car, all pulled all of us over.
Didn't you meet the group first, and then we all got pulled over, or did we just pull over with you?
No. I stopped, waited for everyone to catch up, and then we carried on down like a 2-lane road, and that's when we got pulled over.
Yeah, because we saw them all roll up, and they signaled to everybody in the whole like caravan to pull over, because like they're pulling up next to us. Get over. We're like, okay. And then we're looking out the window, and Sam's up there just getting selfies with him.
With the sheriff.
And my buddy in the Lambo's like, hey man, that Charger's fast.
Because I got told that the guy in the Ferrari got booked by the police. Apparently they booked him and everything like that, and he got like taken to be. Apparently they take you to the jail to fingerprint you and like basically make it official. He got f***ed. I didn't know the Lambo guy got away.
Yeah, he got bolted. He bolted out of the way.
And then basically the guy goes to me, show me your insurance. I was like, well, it's online. Phone them. And they're like trying to ring through. He's like, I want to know who's covering this. And he tried to ring them, and that didn't work either because obviously it's all out of hours. And in the end, he was like, do you know what? Just stop being a dick. If I catch you again, you're going to jail. I was like, fair enough. I'm going to do 63 mile an hour all the way.
That was absolutely hilarious because my friend in Lambo was texting me the whole time. He's like, man, that Charger's fast. He backed out, and I think he's waiting to catch up with you guys. And as soon as we catch back up and I see you guys kind of rejoin the group, and now all of a sudden we're all pulled over. And I'm like, holy crap.
It was one of those moments that like I've had like a 35 mile an hour speeding ticket for doing 30 over the 30 limit, but I've never real pushed a car like that in my life, you know. And where I got no speedometer, I said to the officer, I said, I'm really sorry. I was just judging your road speed by other road users. And he's like, you're a dick. I was like, I think you've gathered who I am pretty well.
That's one of my legendary moments, like, because it was just probably one of the funniest things. I've never laughed so hard because like I knew that you guys had ran or played.
Yeah.
And then because I'm talking to the guy in the Lambo on the phone, and then I'm seeing you up there getting your picture taken with the cops, and just sitting there going, "What in the?"
And the one of the guys in the Bad Money, Is it Dirty Money? Was videoing it, and he's got a video of the sheriff doing this, right? And I'm like, "Give me a hug, man!" And then he gives me a hug, and it's like everyone is crying in laughter because like, who asks a sheriff for a cuddle in the middle of bollocking, in the middle of an ass chewing, asks him for a cuddle? And I said, well, there's two things that are going to happen right now. You're either going to give me a cuddle and we're going to get over it and have a lovely time, or you're going to book me and I'm going to go to jail. And he was like, oh man, give me a hug. Like, only a British guy could get away with that, right?
True story. The accent, I think, is what sold it all.
Please go to our channel homepage and click on the playlist to watch more HardUpGarage videos. If you like what we're doing, click on that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and you can also help us by leaving a comment and click the like button. Please share this episode on social media with your friends and family. But while you're there, why not follow us at HardUpGarage on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. If you follow us on social media, you'll see when we've got brand new videos for you lovely people. And don't forget to visit HardUpGarage.com, where you can get some background on what we do and buy some of our much loved merchandise. Goodbye from Sam from HardUpGarage, and thank you for listening to my lovely car stories about cars.